What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to do an explosive posterior chain workout for you guys. So your posterior chain is basically all the muscles on your backside. So stemming from your upper traps all the way down to your lowest muscle on the backside of your legs. Now these muscles respond really well to both strength and power training, and they basically drive every single movement that you do, whether it's for power, speed, strength, or just your functional everyday movements. A lot of that stems from your posterior chain initiating the movement and providing stability in order for you to do what you want to do. So for today's workout, we are going to do a complex style training. So what that means is we're going to start with one resistance movement, so something that we use weights for, and then we're going to follow that up by doing some power plyometric move that's going to be involving the same skeletal musculature as that resistance move. And the cool thing about this is it really helps with athletic training and functional training, because you're taking one resistant move and you're basically mimicking the exact same motion but in a more dynamic way. So I love training in this style, and I find that your muscles respond really well to it, especially your posterior chain muscles. So before we get into the actual workout, please give the video a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. So as with any good workout, the very first thing we're doing is a warm-up with mobilization and activation. And basically we're just trying to get our body moving, ready to go, get our blood flowing, and activate the muscles that we're going to be predominantly targeting during the workout. So that's going to be our glutes, our hips, some of our back muscles, and we're going to do a little bit of some external rotation for our rotator cuff to make sure that's warmed up as well. So here we go. Part of the actual workout is going to be some plyometrics. I incorporate plyometrics into every single one of my workouts. I think it's very important to do so, especially if you're doing some power training or some explosive element. It's really a great way to get your body ready to go before you head over to your power moves. So the first three things we're going to be doing is a sprint start lateral bound, number 2 is going to be a banded sprint, and number 3 is going to be a med bowl reverse toss. So those are all going to be awesome at increasing the firing of our posterior chain and getting them to all work together as one unit. What we've been doing so far kind of isolates the separate parts of our posterior chain. So by doing these things, we're going to start incorporating them all together, and like I said, get them firing as one. Next part of this workout that we're going to be doing is we're going to get into one of the athletic complexes. So one of my favorite things to do to fire up that posterior chain is going to be a trap bar deadlift into a box jump. Unfortunately, since I'm not at the gym, I don't really have that equipment available. So I'm going to play a previous clip of me doing this exact same exercise. I was doing like 2 or 3 trap bar deadlifts straight away into a box jump. So the trap bar is awesome at really activating your posterior chain just because of the mechanics it forces out of your body, like the body position it puts you into when you do that exercise. And like we talked about earlier, we're going to take a resistance movement and follow it up with a power movement. So you can either do a like all-out power movement, or you can do continuous movements of the same motion. So this time we're going to be doing one all-out power movement. So trap bar deadlift straight into a box jump. Now, if you're not at a gym but you still want to do this exercise, then you can do a dumbbell squat. It's essentially similar movement, not exactly, but you're gonna want to do a dumbbell squat, and then you can either do a tuck jump right after, or you can find something that you can jump over. So I'll show you how I do it here at home without the gym equipment, but if you have a trap bar and a box jump, then you're gonna wanna do that. Also, one thing real quickly, when you're doing your trap bar deadlift, you wanna make sure to load it up pretty heavy. In the clip, I know that I'm not going super heavy, but you're only doing a few repetitions of the trap bar deadlift. So you want to, like I said, load it up, move some heavy weight, get your nervous system fired up, because that's what's gonna transfer best when you go do the dynamic exercise following. Part of this workout is again going to be a resistance movement followed by a power movement. So the first thing we're going to be doing is a glute targeted box squat. The difference between this type of box squat and your traditional box squat is you're really going to be reaching with your butt. So you're going to be shifting your weight backwards while trying to keep your shins vertical. What this does is when you shift your weight back, it really loads up your glutes and your hamstrings, and it puts extra pressure on those muscles to help fight the resistance. So the second thing we're going to be doing is, I like to call it a resistance band load and pull. So if you have a cable machine, it's going to be the exact same motion, but what you're going to want to do is take your resistance band, put it on a pull, and the first position of this movement is you're going to be kind of squatted down, load your glutes and your hips, and you're going to have your arms extended holding the resistance band. So you're going to be in this position, and simultaneously you're going to drive through your hips, getting that hip extension and pulling the resistance band towards you. So it's just going to look like this type of movement. And what's cool about this is it really is great at force production, and it lights up your entire posterior chain. Like, it gets literally everything from your back all the way down to your calves, and you want to do this movement fast. We're not going to do many reps at all, but you want to make them count. So when you do it, make sure you're pulling hard, pulling fast, and really driving through the hips, getting that extension. So traditionally I will be doing this box squat with a barbell, but I'm not at the gym, so I don't have a squat rack or a barbell, so I'm going to be using dumbbells. But if you do have a squat rack or a bar available, then I definitely recommend doing this box squat with it. Little bit of this workout, we're going to be doing 3 exercises. The first one is an explosive step up to a reverse lunge. The second thing we're going to be doing is a band resisted deadlift. So it's just going to be deadlifts with a resistance band around your waist tied to a pole or some object. And I love doing this because it forces your hips to go back, forces you to load up your glutes and your hamstrings, and then really fight through that resistance with that hip extension as you're coming up to the top. So the third thing we're going to be doing is some core work, because the core is the entire trunk midsection, so it still incorporates the lower back area. So what we're going to be doing here is working on the extension function of the abs. So we're basically just going to be doing a single arm overhead contralateral knee raise. So super simple. Let me back up so you can see. We're going to have a dumbbell in one hand overhead, and then the opposite knee, we're just going to raise it up, bring it back down, bring it up, bring it back down. So this is a great exercise to work on stabilization through the trunk and working on strengthening your core when it's fully extended. A lot of people miss out on that aspect of ab training, which it's a crucial element to it. Your abs have 3 functions: extension, flexion, and rotation. So definitely don't want to skip out on that, and it's great for all around core strengthening, not just your anterior abdominals. Okay, also low-key kind of nervous about doing these explosive step-ups into a reverse lunge because I don't have a bench, so I'm doing step-ups on this chair, like that little white chair that you usually see at like crab feeds for middle school. So this might be the end of my YouTube channel, depending on how this exercise goes. So, fingers crossed I don't hurt myself more than usual. Look at the little caterpillar. Hey, buddy. Look at the butt. It's like wiggling. So cute. Well, there you go. That wraps up this workout. Hopefully you found it helpful with building some explosiveness throughout your posterior chain. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Hit me up, tell me some workout videos you want me to make. If you have any questions or whatever you got, just leave it in the comments below. So make sure you're also subscribing. I post a lot of videos, so you want to make sure you're catching all of those. But with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Mr. Caterpillar says bye too. Say bye. Bye. Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad.